at 2 o'clock, about an hour and a half, so I wanted to get a live stream in. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it today because there's a lot of noise with the traffic, but I'll do my best. If I can't do it on this live stream, I'll try and do one later tonight if I get time, or this week, because I've got a lot of things to do with the business and with the gym and life and everything else. Yeah, it's a bit noisy here. Okay, a smart but simple way to deal with your anxiety. I wrote an article about this. I will post it up underneath this video. I didn't get a chance to edit, on Instagram. It's so important, and that's meeting up with a friend that you can speak to, that you can be honest with, and you can be vulnerable about your anxiety and how it's making you feel. Just getting it out is a massive way of getting rid of it. Sorry. Sorry, the noise there. So, you know, getting things out that are bothering you is how you overcome most anxieties. Now, you can do this with a really good friend that you can trust. You can do it with a family member. You can also do it with me in a mentoring session. I want to explain that there's a difference between just talking to anybody. So obviously you need to talk to the right person, because not everyone is patient. Not everyone's got the empathy and the kindness and the understanding to actually allow you to get off your chest what is bothering you, because obviously anxiety is a big area, and it affects people in different areas, and everyone's got their own anxieties. So you need someone that you can talk to, you know, because talking to someone that's going to make you feel negative is going to make it worse. But I think everybody should know how to do that. You go by your instincts, and that's why I say a family member, if not a friend or a mentor doing a session. And this is pretty much how all my mentorship works. I'm going to be doing it with my client today. It's having someone that's skilled and can listen to you. And sometimes, you know, you don't need someone to give you a response. You just need someone that cares, that can give you some support, some love, to make you feel that you're not on your own, and that can take away the anxiety. That's a huge part of it. It's almost like I said, it's an intelligent way, but it's a simple way. And sometimes simple things are not easy to explain, because when you start trying to explain them, they can start to sound complicated, which they're not in practice, which is why I say doing mentoring sessions with me in person is so much more effective than just watching the videos online and the live streams. That's only going to get you so far, in all honesty. It helps, but it's not as good, it's not as effective as being in person. And like I said, you know, I've done the same in my life. You know, I help other people with anxiety so they can build confidence and be a better person and live a positive life. But I deal with anxiety, I'm human as well, everyone deals with it. So when I need to talk to someone, I take my own advice. You know, I go and do a therapy session myself, or I speak to a good friend, or speak to a family member, and it makes you feel better. It brings you back to feeling good again. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say today. Now I know it takes a lot of courage to talk to someone. A lot of anxiety sufferers won't do it because they're anxious about doing it. They worry that if they do that, the person might judge them and make them feel worse, or it might trigger more anxiety, and they just don't want to face that fear, so they isolate. That's not good. That's the worst thing that you can do long term. That's the worst strategy in my experience. I've been mentoring people for 12 years now. I love what I do, and I've been facing my own anxieties for the best part of 30 plus years. So isolating is not a good thing to do. It makes it worse. Whereas when you go and get help, or you just, even if, look, sometimes you don't have to speak about your anxiety and your problem to feel better and to get over it. It's not always the case that you need to do that. Sometimes you just need to meet up and be social and be around good people. And as I said, the intelligent part is you have to be very, very careful of who you choose to socialize with in these areas. If you don't want obviously your anxiety and mental health to get worse, which is why it's got to be someone that you can connect with. It's the connection that you'll get with you and the other person. And you've got to remember as well, it's not one way, usually, always. You're giving to the other person. And a lot of people have got anxieties around not wanting to be negative. There's a difference between moaning and complaining, and that's going to upset people. Nobody really wants to be a part of that. There's a difference between doing that when you haven't really got any major problems, you're healthy, you've got all the basics in life, you can eat. Doing that is negative, and that can lead to being toxic. People don't want that. I don't want that. But when you're genuine and you're saying, I've got this anxiety, it's really ruining my life and I need someone to talk to because I want to get over it, that's the smart thing. That's not being negative, that's being positive. And that's what we're here to do, to help one another. So that's what I wanted to really share today. As I said, I'm going to be doing, I've done so many events over the years and I will be doing more. And I'm doing a mentoring session, so I do mentoring every week, and I forget sometimes, and it reminds me of why mentors are so important and why my sessions, really do help my clients to change their life in every area, not just with getting over their anxieties, but, building a positive life, being a better person, enjoying each and every day, living in gratitude. So all these things, gratitude, going to the gym, all the areas of all the obvious positive things that a lot of anxiety sufferers, deep down, they know these things work, but they're afraid to do it, and I can understand that, which is why I put out the streams and the videos and the support that I give people, and I share, the results that Phil's getting and my other clients. That will inspire all of you, and you know that you can do it as well, because no one can do it on their own. It doesn't, even if you're a teacher, therapists have therapists. I'm a mentor and I get therapy now because you need it. We all need help and support. Everybody is human, and we all sometimes need to get off our chest the things that are bothering us so we can feel better about it and either de-stress. Like I said, not every anxiety needs a strategy or a solution. Some anxieties just need to be shared. Problem shared is a problem solved. But of course there's anxieties that need long-term strategy. If I've got a client that's got an anxiety about quitting their job and starting their own business, then that's obviously, we need a strategy for that. That's not going to happen in an hour. That's going to take obviously business knowledge that I've got, and it's going to take their commitment and obviously putting that work in. So it's really, as I said, understanding how to be smart and intelligent, but how to keep things simple, with regards to getting over your anxieties, whatever your anxiety is, and moving forward. And the best way to start is by speaking to someone that you can trust, a friend, family member, a mentor, a therapist. That will really take the stress and the pressure and the burden off of carrying all of it to yourself and not sharing it. And that's why I said I've been putting a lot of videos out. Exercising is so effective. Two things, again, simplifies it. Smart but simple ways. If you've got anxiety right now and it's stopping you from enjoying your life, enjoying what you've already got in your life, loving your family, because it can get in the way of that. I'm not saying that you're not going to love your family because you've got anxiety, but what I mean is the anxiety stops you spending time with people that you love because you feel anxious, you don't feel good. And people judge themselves far too harshly, where I would say, listen, it doesn't matter. Your family love you and your friends. If you've got anxiety, get around them, tell them, and they'll support you, and then you'll feel better. Whereas if you isolate and you push your family and friends away, and you don't socialize or you don't communicate with your work colleagues, or you just stay on your own, the anxiety gets worse. It doesn't get better like that. It really doesn't. I've seen it with clients that have got amazing results in their life, not just with their anxiety improving, but their whole confidence. And I've also done it as well, as a lot of you know. If you don't know, I've battled with anxiety myself, which is why I got into helping other people. And the progress I've made now is a miracle from where I was, and if I can do it, anyone can. I couldn't even get out of my house years ago. I couldn't start a business, I couldn't go to the gym, I couldn't communicate with people, I couldn't live my life. I was paralyzed with anxiety. So when I overcame it and improved it, I started telling other people I really enjoyed it. But we need communication. You know, it's communication that gets you over anxiety in a positive way with the right people, whether it's good friends or it's an expert like myself or a mentor or a therapist or a support group or a gym, a community or a boxing gym, or people that you get along with at work. You need a community. You need to communicate. If you don't communicate, then it's not going to get better, it's going to get worse, and you're going to feel worse, and your life is going to, you're going to waste your life. You're going to waste your life by giving it away to your anxieties as opposed to moving forward and living. And that's why I talk about and what I teach and practice, you know, practice living with gratitude in each and every day. It's very simple, anyone can do it. Very, very simple. It takes a little bit of effort, like all things do. We all have to make a little bit of effort to get out of bed, but if you practice it regularly, you're going to get amazing results. And there's two outcomes that are going to happen. Worst case scenario, you're going to still have anxiety, but you're going to get good at managing it, and you're not going to let it stop you from living your life and enjoying life, your career, your work, your hobbies, your goals, and all those things, and, you know, being a better person. Or even the best outcome, which is possible, it is a possibility, you're going to completely get rid of it. And my clients have done that, I've done that. So it's a much better option than what you've got now, which is there's no progress, the anxiety is getting worse. And I've always said, anxiety is normal. Everybody feels anxiety, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Everyone living and breathing's got anxiety, but it's learning to reduce the anxiety to a normal, healthy level, to a point where it's not stopping you from living a good life or overcoming it. So everyone can do it. You know, there's lots of people that have done it. I've helped a lot of people have helped me. You can do it. But you gotta face that fear and communicate with yourself to start with, and then someone else, and then you can build from there. And then you can develop what I call a long-term strategy. So anytime you get triggered in the future and you're in the grip of anxiety, you've got the tools, which I teach. So I like to break it down into simple steps, because some people will say, I still don't know what to do. You know, you've said this is the solution. How do I break it down? Well, step number one is to make your bed, get up in the morning or when you wake up, put pressure on yourself, leave the house. That's one of the best tips I could give anybody that's got anxiety. I practice it every day, I help my clients. As soon as you leave the house, even if you feel terrible, you're going to feel a little bit better, because you're out of the house, you're in the open, you're around other people, and you're basically, you know, you're starting the day. That's tip number one. Tip number two, if you can, meet up with a friend. Don't be on your own all the time. Obviously, you know, I like spending some time on my own, and we all do, and that's healthy, but within healthy proportions. So meet up with a friend. If you can't meet up with a friend, meet up with a family member, or obviously if you're at work, speak to people at work, communicate. That's another great tip. Another great tip that I love is go to the gym, do a workout. If you work out for minimum 30 minutes, you're going to feel better. You can do maximum 2 hours, an hour. You know, again, no pressure, no judgment, easy going, being easy on yourself, and that will make you feel better. If you get up bed, if you leave the house, if you go to the gym, if you communicate, those things there already, you know, are going to lessen your anxiety, and you're going to be living your life and enjoying your life anyway, whether you're experiencing the anxiety or whether the anxiety leaves the body. As I keep saying it, everybody experiences it, including me, but it's learning how to deal with it and how to live your life and not let it take your life over to the point where you can't live, you know. And that's how you overcome it, or that's how you better manage it, or that's how you focus your energy and your time and your thinking into doing the things that you love and the things that you enjoy. It's simple when you get down to it. As I said, this is an intelligent way of dealing with it, but it's also a simple way. Very, very simple. So that's pretty much today, because I've got a client at 2 o'clock. I'm going to be meeting with Phil. I'm going to be doing longer live streams, more videos explaining this, but for now, practice those tips, what I said. Let me give you the last tip, right? I practice this and I give it to all my clients, and do not put pressure on yourself to get rid of the anxiety or to do the things I'm saying. Be easy on yourself, be kind to yourself. If you do them, great. If you can't do any of them, still great. That gives you the freedom, so you don't feel trapped in having to do these things and feeling obligated. Where go with the flow, try your best. There's no failure, because you can try the next day, and if you don't want to do these things, you're going to continue what you're doing anyway. But I hope to inspire you and encourage you to do these things, because you're going to get the strength that you need, the peace and the understanding, and it's going to make it more simple. So practice those tips, leave the house, go for a walk, come back home, go to the gym, meet with friends, get some help if you need help, and let's take it from there, as I said, one day at a time, all right? Appreciate it. I'll speak to all of you soon. Have a good day.